one weekend we were invited to go to a friend's house for a birthday party. It was for one of their kids, and it was not in the afternoon, but toward the evening. So it was kind of like around 5 o'clock, which was out here was still daylight. So we get there. We thought it was going to be a kids party. Well, the kids party was inside the house. That's where all the kids were gathered for the cake and whatever, along with the mothers, while the fathers were outside in the backyard by a fire pit. And they were drinking beer and socializing and stuff like that, while kids inside were doing their thing. Well, after the cake, kids were starting to run around and get rowdy and stuff, so they were running in and out, in and out. The lady didn't mind, who was our friend, and that was basically, a kid's party with all the running around. So my kids were okay, and they're having a time of their life. So I went outside into the back and checking up on my husband's, make sure everything was okay with him. And I get near him and I said, "Everything going okay?" "No." I said, "What's going on? What happened?" Thinking there was an argument or something. He goes, "I want to go home. Get the kids in the car and let's go." I go, "Why?" It was still early. It was like maybe 8:30. I go, "What happened?" He goes, "Nothing." I said, "Did you have an argument with somebody?" Because he did get into arguments a lot. He was very opinionated. It was kind of like his way or no way, so he got pissed off a lot, Never got into fisticuffs over anything, but he had that he's like a bulldog. Anyway, he's sitting there and he threw his beer can on the pile beside him, and he said, "Let's go. Get the kids. Let's go." And I go, "What's going on? What happened?" He goes, "I'm not staying here and letting him drink from my beer can." I said, "Somebody wants to drink your beer?" He goes, "Yeah, he keeps bugging me." Well, what do you mean he keeps bugging you? He goes, "That damn ghost keeps bugging me to sip my beer. No, I don't let anybody sip out of my drinks." I go, "Who?" He goes, "The man behind me." And I look behind him, and there's nobody behind him. There's a wire fence, chain link fence. I go, "What guy?" He goes, "I don't know who he is. A Mexican guy. He's old. And he keeps, every time I take a sip of my beer, he wants to have a sip of it too." I said, "I'm tired of it." I go, "Let's go home." He stands up and goes, "I'll wait for you in the car." And he stomps off, and I'm going, There was nobody there. I go, okay. So I went and I gathered up the kids and put them in the car. And he starts the engine and goes, God damn goes, can't have a damn beer with him hanging on me like that. I'm still, yeah, I'm go home and drink my own beer. So that was his would-be drinking buddy. And we did go home and he did drink his beer. And the thing about my husband though, he could drink and drink and drink and never get drunk. Never get drunk. He would get sick to his stomach, which is when he knew he had too much. But he would never get drunk, which was very, very good for me, you know, because he always went the next morning, no matter how late he stayed up, he always got up for work. He always went to work, whether he was injured or sick. He always went to work. Well, we had 6 kids. He, you know, in the house. So, yeah, he went to work. He was a hard-working man. But don't touch his beer. Doesn't matter who you are, living or not. Don't touch his beer.